Today, in this, the 7th video of the series, best ever unboxing and review of video accessories, I'd like to talk to you about the power options, mainly the battery power options. And it's a sort of combined CamMate output power adapter. Unboxing was just another box and a review of that and the options that work with that and with the monitor and the transmitter and receiver. What is the CamMate power adapter? Output power adapter. Well, for a start, it's $61. And how does that compare? Late model battery that's got the USB output on it is around about $50. You can look at the normal battery and see how much that costs. Add $61 to it, which is already $11 more than that. Then you can see whether it's worth it. However, this will work with the cheaper ones. If there's a $20 difference, you only need 3 of these to pay for the cost of that. So work out how many batteries you use, the convenience and the use you'll get out of it. So what comes in the kit, there's a hot shoe mount, there's your quarter screw mount, they fit in here. So you either fit that through there or your hot shoe mount there, so that can fit on your hot shoe. But then it's also got 1, 2, 3, quarter 20 tapped holes. So you can put a hot shoe mount there, hot shoe mount there, hot shoe mount there, hot shoe mount there, screw it through that way. So quite a few mounting options, much better than some of the expensive products. What else has it got? You can power one device, 2 devices, 4 devices at the same time. It's got a 12 volt output, it's got an 8 volt output, and it's got a 5 volt output. You can charge it up via USB. What do I mean charge up? You can have your normal battery, mount that to it, put it on a USB charger. If you get the modern ones, the quick charge ones they say, you can charge that up. Not only becomes your power adapter, also can become your power charger. Going back to the old days where you had tape, this was the Sony power adapter. One of these would probably take 2 to 2.5, 3 hours to charge. It could fit 2 types of batteries. So that's how long that took. Quicker, I would say, than that old charger. Not a slow charger. When you do charge it, you need to make sure it's switched off, of course. Goes with your charging cable, which is the oval type, 1.5 amp or 2.2 amp, 9 volt. So you've got 2 USB type A, the large type, outputs. 5.1, 2.1 barrel, but if you look, fits in there, doesn't fit in there. The reason being, that's a 2.5 and they've got this other one is 8 volt 2 amp and that's a 5.5 2.1 hole. Out 12 volt 2 amp is a 2.5 hole, so 0.4 of a difference. So that's so you don't stuff it up and put 12 volts into 8 volts. So it does mean you need another cable, of course. There's your standard cable, standard plug, and they will stretch open. So that's the supplied cable and the instruction guide, 8 pages, half in English, half in Chinese. So some of the specs, they call it the WY-F-01A/B multifunction power supply system. As you can see, there's no brand name on it. It was listed under the eBay seller as CamMate. There's 2 models, F01B, it's only got output, and the F01A has got the input and output and the charging. So there's a cheaper, simpler one that's just for output. This one has got the Big Mac, it's got the lot. Your type C input, 5 to 25. So you think, great, I could power this or this. This has got an input of 7.4 to 16.8 volts. So that could fit, say, under the gimbal or somewhere, because as you can see, it's a lot bigger. So that might be able to fit underneath the gimbal or on the cable cam or on the monitor. Just need a DC cable running from there. That is a good space saver, so that can fit on there. This monitor has 12 volt input and it also got 8 volt output. This has also got 8 volt output. So you could run the 8 volts on this to a dummy battery on your camera, or you can run 8 volts from your monitor to your camcorder. Now the only problem is with the monitor, when the screen is on, your camera's on, has power. When the screen is off, you lose all power. With this solution, it's on when the battery's in and you've got it switched on. It can be just sitting there running all day, not so much with your monitor. That's another good solution. So they could fit on there. If you want an all-day battery, let's say, can get a big one on there and mount it that way. So that's a good power solution. Now that will bring me now to the modern batteries. I've had these for years and years and years, and they've actually even sat there for years, and I've got them out and charged up, and one's not holding the charge, one is. But then I looked at buying some more, and then I noticed that you can now buy this style of battery with a USB port on it. So this battery now becomes a power pack, same as what this would. So this is your power pack, this type of battery. And this can be a 5-volt power pack without this. Also got a battery checker on it, so we'll just push this one on, and the 4 LEDs come. And it's got a USB in and a USB out, and also it's a fast charge in. So this came with cable. So you can plug this into your USB port and you'll charge the battery. Instead of carrying this 240 power cable or 110 power cable and hooking that up, you can connect this to your USB port. Just use a USB cable. Again, fast charge. It's got input and output, so big improvement. But again, $50. And there's a size difference, so they have the mechanism up the top. So you say, okay, $50 a hit, you can't charge this into that. So, but with this you can. So you can see how versatile it is having a USB, or you want to recharge your phone or whatever. I'll be getting more of the $50 one. What capacity are they? Well, these are your Sony MP F970, 7.8 amp hour. So that's a 7.8 amp hour, that's a 7.2. So 0.6 of an amp hour has increased it by 10 mil with the little USB charger on it. So you have a transmitter, receiver, battery each. Have the field monitor, 2 batteries. So that's 4 batteries. This, at the moment, is getting heavy. It weighs 2,120 grams, so 2.12 kilograms. 288 grams, 276, 288. This one here is a 5.55 amp hour. That's a 7.2. So they're exactly the same size, and that one there is almost 50% more power than that one. 287, 288, 276. So they managed to reduce the weight and double the capacity. Is it real power or just Chinese eBay seller power? This one, 297. So 10 grams, 20 grams more. So if you're running 2 batteries, 500 grams. So that means when the battery's on here, that's 2.6, almost 2.7 kilograms. This weighs 306 with the battery 600. Roughly 3.2 kilograms with all the batteries on. Maybe eliminator, worth the money but also worth the weight. I'll just show you one problem though. Here's the Sony one, made to Sony specs. We'll get battery 1. Put it in, slightly loose. Get battery 2. Fit it in. And just slightly loose. Get the modern battery 3. Bit more loose, but they fit. This style has got the round circular tube type terminals on it, and this type has got just a semicircle quadrant cut-off type connector on it. I'll put the semicircular one into the transmitter, depress the plunger, put it in, does not fit. Standard battery doesn't fit. Fit the Sony battery charger showed you, didn't fit. Okay, let's go to the cam plate. Doesn't fit. Okay, well, 2 out of 3. Let's see if we're 3 out of 3. Doesn't fit. Fit all the Sonic previous equipment, the DV tape recorders and DV recorders and all that sort of stuff. Used to have tape. So even though it's a battery, VPM BL13227, Sony NP F930 F950 doesn't fit. So even if it was a good battery, I couldn't use it. Okay, here's the second style, the old one with the round terminals. Let's try it in here. Does not fit. See the end there? Going in. Let's try the transmitter. It's in. Not falling out. Notice the gap. The gap under there, probably 3 mil. So on the terminal, the bullet terminal, it has the bullet nose, then it's spread out for the spring, and then it goes back to the smaller diameter. So when you push it in, the spring collapses and it grips the battery. So that's not going down. But it's locked in position. We'll just fire up, see if it's got power. Yep. So that's working on there. The button hasn't popped back up. So the button was still sitting half depressed. So it was locked but not secure. Let's try it on the... Fits right down to the bottom. Powers the monitor. Doesn't fit 2. Fits the 3rd. What's that telling you? Well, it's a process of elimination. The battery hasn't changed. It didn't get bigger or smaller from one to the other. Stayed the same size. That means there's a difference in these 3 mounts. The specifications. The manufacturing tolerances. Yeah, I'll come to that in a minute. So we'll try the 3rd one. The modern one. Modern as in recently purchased. Fits in. Same as number 2. But the depressed button, safety button, the lock button, isn't back up, hasn't clicked back up. It's still halfway down. Switch it on, powering up. So the modern one can fit, but not securely. Try it in the adapter. Same problem. Not going in. Try it on the final one. Fits in. So what's going on? 3 standard batteries. 3 so-called standard battery holders. What's going on? Had me thinking for a while for what it is, and it's quite a serious problem because there are a lot of people these days with funny haircuts, tats all over them, full of muscles and steroids, and they would grab this and just go boom, boom, and boom, boom, and make it fit. But what the problem is, they have little lugs, and those lugs fit in the little slots. So it comes down, the lug's sticking out there, lug sticking out there, comes down, hits it, it slides in, stops it from coming out. Goes up like that. So these are cast in the side of the body, formed in the side. But these have a tiny little flats on them. One there, one there, one there, one there. And they're only 6.8 mil wide, about 1/2 mil thick. All of these battery holders all have that. Thin bit of plastic that hold it in. So I thought, what's the difference between this and this and that? This gets the batteries in, but they don't slide down. This doesn't even get the batteries in. And for 61 bucks, you expect it to. If you put it in on the side and go to push it down, it's not sitting flat. So in other words, something's wider than what it should be. They make millions of batteries, millions of camcorders and all that, and they may make, thousands of these. If these had a problem, that would be noticed a lot quicker than what these problems are. So what it is, if I measure across the minimum distance, that one is 34.3 millimeters. That one is 34.16, a quarter of a millimetre difference. We'll measure that one. That's 34. So that's 34, 34.25. I'm just going to put them in order for you. 34.4, okay. So that one's the widest. So that means that gap between where those two here and here, where those two lugs are, needs to be bigger than 34.4. And we'll just measure that. It's 33.87. So it's 0.1 plus 0.4, so it's over half a millimetre or narrower. So that means the He-Man is trying to push half a millimetre interference fit on a thin bit of plastic, so that will break off. But now this one was just 34, and that one there, because they may vary, is close to it, doesn't fit. Why is that? Close to it is still bigger. You need clearance. The second thing too is it might be more this way or that way. How to fix it? You have to get your old file out and file these lugs down half a millimetre, so as the biggest battery will fit. We'll measure the original Sony. That's 34.8. That's 33.8. So it's 1 millimetre narrower than the standard, 1 millimetre. That's why when these fit in, you've got a slight bit of side play. So to make it, say, the Sony standard, you may have to file a millimetre off. And we'll go with this one, 34.9. So that is larger. Why some of them fit. Why don't they slide down all the way? Well, you see those pins. Those pins could be here, here, or here. So let's say they should be here. If they're over there, they'll only go past the first part of the bullet, the nose section, top section. And if they're over there, the other side will go in. So there's a difference between the width of those terminals, which is stopping it from going down. The one that fitted most of them, 34.9. To make this fit the batteries, this fit the batteries, this fit the batteries, I'll have to do some filing. And as you see, this whole series, everything that's come along, hasn't really been plug and play. It's been a journey where I've had to come, modify it, adjust it, fix it. And for the price you pay, you shouldn't have to do that. There should be a Sony standard for that battery that says these must be, 35, 0, 35, minus 0.1. So 35 to 34.9. These have to be 35 to take the biggest one of them, minus. So 35.05 to 35.15. And then every battery will fit and everything else will fit. That's been the journey. Hasn't been an easy one, and I have even got up to the stage of fitting the HDMI cables or trying to fit this in under the camera cage on the Rowan S. So as you can see, this isn't more about the opening of the box. So, isn't this fantastic? This is the best thing ever. This is to show you the nitty-gritty of what problems you have and what to look out for. And don't be surprised when it happens. The next in this series will be the HDMI cables. We'll wait for them to arrive. I'll order them. And then after that video will be the shootout. So in other words, everything up, plugged in, powered up and working. I've also just completed another video on the light that's over there at the moment, the F7 pocket light RGB. The link will be down below. So have a look at that. That's going to be a bit of replacement for this round LED light, and to run on the slider and fit in your pocket when you go away, that type of thing. So if you've got any questions, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.